video series today where we're going to make a delicious Cantonese dish called Cantonese roast pork. Now this is the red type of dyed meat that you see, for lack of a better word, but it marinates for about 6 hours to start. You can take pork butt, cut it into strips. That's your economical choice, or you can basically get country style rib loins, and they're already cut, and that's a lot better cut of meat. So we're going to start by taking about 7 tablespoons of honey. We're going to put it right in the bottom of a baking pan. I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce. Take 2 good tablespoons of a white or red bean curd sauce. I'm going to take 2 cloves of garlic that are minced, or you can use the prepared variety. I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of rice wine. And take about a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. And a 1/4 cup of sugar. And we're going to mix that all up. And we'll be right back in a bit once I have this mixed up. Alright, our pork, country style pork rib, it's a little bit thick, so depending on the size, we want them to be about 1.5 inches thick. So we'll slice that. On your big ones, you may slice it into 4 pieces. On your small one, we will slice it into 2. And what we're basically going to get certain why that was so difficult, is some strips. So we're going to take our sauce, we've got it pretty much mixed, and then we're going to add our last thing is the red food coloring. We're going to add about 10 little drops of red food coloring in there. Mix it up some more. And basically we're going to put our pork loin in here. We're going to coat it real well and marinate it for about 6 hours. Alright, we've marinated our country steak overnight. So what we're going to do is we're going to drain the marinade, because we're going to use that to coat the pork later. And actually we're going to just dump the whole thing right in here. We are going to basically put some water in the bottom of this pan, about 1/2 cup or so. That's just so that the drippings don't burn. And we're going to put a rack over this pan, because we're going to cook this stuff basically on a roasting rack. And this way, when we coat it, all of the juices will fall into the pan and not in your oven. Notice the nice red color from the food dye. So we want to have our oven preheated to about 450 degrees. And again, we want to serve our thing. We're going to coat it about every 10-15 minutes, and I think we're going to cook it for about an hour, or until it. Alright, we've had it in about 10 minutes, so we're going to coat it again. We're going to take a pastry brush and just coat it with our marinade. So we're going to do that about 3 to 4 more times before this dish is done. And it's about 45 minutes to an hour to cook. Alright, we've had it in about 10 minutes, so we're going to coat it again. We're going to take a pastry brush and just coat it with our marinade. Every now and then, and coating it with tends to get well done, so you're going to want to turn it over so that both sides kind of get evenly coated and then done. It gives the flavor. And when we're finished, which is almost, we're just about done, we're going to coat it with the final coat of honey and let it sit for a while. So we're just about done. We'll be back with the final dish. Okay, we're done cooking it. We're going to let it rest for about 15 minutes, and we've applied a last coat of honey over the country style pork ribs, and we're going to let it sit. When we're done, we'll serve it. It goes great over rice, you know, if you wish. Alright, this is the type of beef that you see in front of most Chinese restaurants, and if you would ever visit a Chinatown. This is a delicious meat that you serve over rice, and basically all that we need to do is to slice it into small bite-sized pieces. And then we're going to serve it over our rice. And here we have our final dish. And in Cantonese, this dish is called char siu. And one of the important things to remember is the fat brings out the flavor. So the pork butt is the best, but if you don't have the pork best or you have a leaner diet that you need, these pork loin, country style pork loin ribs work just great. Thank you.